Good morning everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up. Well, I managed to harvest my garlic the other day. That's the normal garlic and the elephant garlic. They're all at home in the greenhouse on a bench, sort of maturing, drying off a little bit. I dug over the bed yesterday where they were. It's just halfway down beyond the potatoes down there. I'm going to put some zinnias in it today. I brought 3 trays of zinnias up yesterday, so they need sort of dotting around the plots wherever there's a space. I have to be mindful of the dahlias that I've still got to go out. There's about 20 plants in the little tunnel and a few much smaller plants in here. I've probably got another dozen or 15 grown from seed. So they'll all want a space, so I've got to be mindful as I go along and not get too overexcited and plant like mad. So that's pretty much what we'll be getting on with today, and there'll be a few other little bits and bobs thrown in for good measure that may or may not help you. So stick around and we'll see what we can put together today. So these are the 3 trays of zinnias I brought down yesterday. Didn't get around to planting, so I'm going to start putting some of them in now. Right, so I'm getting these zinnias in now. And it's just a case of digging a little hole, bit of blood, fish and bone in it, knock the plant out. Now this is for willow. Chuck it in the hole, green side up. It'll either grow or it won't. There we go. I had to do that. But it literally is that simple. I ain't got time for messing around, so you know, everyone's got their own way. I know there are some people out there who, you know, like to work to grids, measure distances and have everything in neat lines. I kind of like the informal approach, to be honest. And I certainly like the no-nonsense approach to just digging a hole and sticking it in the ground, basically. Just makes life so much easier for me. So there we go, I'll finish this lot off and we'll move on to something else. Right, this is this newish bed where I've put my tomatoes in. They're under cover here, protected, right next to my big tunnel. So I'm going to plant in the rest of this bed some zinnias down here, and you'll notice I'm just putting them in little groups of 3 here with spaces in between. They're for dahlias. So later when I put the dahlias out, they'll go in the spaces. Should look fairly bonny down here. And hopefully productive too. Tomatoes and cut flowers to come out. And that's what we want productive. So again, nothing special, just dig a hole and get the buggers in. So there we go, there's a few more to do down there. I'll crack on with them, then we'll move on to something else. Right, I'm sowing again in the brassica bed. I'm just adding, how you describe it actually, it says broccoli on the packet but it's not, it's more of a broccoli, sort of cauliflower cross, Romanesco broccoli It's delicious. I mean, we sort of we either stir fry it or just lightly, very lightly, I suppose you could almost say poach it really, but it doesn't want a lot of cooking. It's beautiful. Now I'm going to sow the whole packet. This is only a freebie packet. So that's it. They'll be up fairly quickly, and that's it. There's another one done. All these brassicas I sowed the other week, they're all doing really well. We've got so many here. I'm actually thinking, just as I'm sat here now doing this filming, I'm actually thinking I might take some of these out and put them in modules with compost, grow them on. I can do half of each variety because I've got a couple of kales here, a couple of cabbage, a collie and a purple sprouting. I might just do that, not today, but I'll do that another day. Rip half of them out and put them into compost. There we go, another job done. Okay, it's also time now to start thinning my grapevine out. Start removing some of the bunches. Each section between polytunnel hoops, each little bit of vine, I'm just pruning them down to roughly 10 bunches per little section, and I'll refine that in a couple of weeks. I'll take another 3 or 4 out. Eventually I'll have just 2 or 3 per little section that will ripen and I'll take home. That's for this year because it's still a new plant. So example here, we've got this really good bunch here and this tiny little one in front, so I'll take that tiny one off because it's, you know, this in comparison, the one that I've left behind is far better. So that's the idea, is just to go through and take off the smaller stuff and leave the good stuff behind. So there we go. So every time I've sort of got 5 or 10 minutes spare, I'll just get my pair of scissors out and have a walk around it and just take out some of this smaller stuff. Right, here's a little tip for you. I've got all my tomatoes in here, and because as such there isn't a great wind flow through here unless I open both doors in the morning or leave them open to ventilate the whole tunnel. What can happen with your tomato flowers is they might not set. The pollen is not released from the flowers because the wind isn't knocking them. So once a week, all I do with my cane structures, if you've got them, is vibrates all the plants as you could see there, releases the pollen, and you get better set. Now, it's not entirely necessary. It's not a must-do thing because you'll be in here anyway, sort of taking outside shoot and manipulating the plants. But if you ever do suffer from that, plants that don't set, just for the sake of doing that once a week, you know, I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you increase your chances? So there we go, just a little tip, just release the pollen. You can shake the structures, you can shake your strings or shake the plant, you know, it all does the same thing. It just helps against non-setting tomato flowers. Right, so that's it for today. Got a few flowers planted, a few little jobs done. Hope you enjoyed today's. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's a little graphic just down here now to show you how to do it. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and then select all, and then the next time I post a video you won't miss it. So as I say, that's it. Just remains for me to say, take care of yourselves, stay safe, enjoy your gardening, get out there while this weather's glorious. It's a good bit of vitamin D. So, and I'll see you on the next one in a few days time. Take care all. Cheerio now, bye.